Greetings to the Mind the Business That Pays You family. I have a gentleman with me, Mr. Jason Ward. Mr. Ward is a resilience specialist, and he'll get more into that and even say if I got it correct, because that's what I have framed him as when I read his information. But how you doing today, Jason?
I'm doing well, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I just want to start with one thing. Tell us, what is it that you do and what makes you great at it?
So I speak at schools and I try to bring life into the students and the faculty by helping the students to deal with the anxieties and depressions that a lot of them deal with and the pressures that get put onto them. And I also help the education staff, all the educators and everyone else in there to help deal with the burnout that is very rampant in the education system these days. And I bring in a lot of resiliency tools and strategies to help them through it all.
Okay. Now you're a little shy. You don't want to tell me what makes you great at it, do you?
What makes me great at it? Well, for one, I've dealt with a heck of a lot throughout my childhood, throughout my teenage years, all kinds of stuff. And then it was when I got into my adult years, my later adult years, that I actually really did some work to get myself over a lot of stuff. And when I started getting myself through it all, I really took a huge interest in learning about it, learning where it came from, learning exactly how to help others, and become more of an expert at it than anything.
Awesome, awesome. Let me ask you, your website, jdubinspires.com, it highlights your work. How did your personal journey lead you to focus on resilience as a central theme?
I guess because when I look back at my life and I really tried to figure out what was the big thing that got me to where I am, and honestly, it's all about resilience. Like just being able to get through each and every thing that comes up, to be able to look at things in a different light, to be able to look at things more objectively as situations come arise, to deal with my own emotions, the awareness that it takes to be able to understand and realize what's going on inside me, both mentally, emotionally, physically, even all of those things. It just kind of like it all just the more I looked at it, it was like, okay, this is all under one big umbrella of resilience.
I looked at a clip on your website and you were talking to, it looked like probably some seniors or juniors. And you made a comment. You said, God said, let there be light. And then he kind of chilled out. I want you to kind of share with our audience what it was like to have that connection with them. And how do you feel like there's probably a decade or two of age gap between the students and you? How do you manage that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, with that video clip, it was what I was speaking about was when people try to take on way too much all at once. And I used the Bible as an example where God said, yes, there be light. And he didn't do much more yet. He made sure that was good. When that was good, he moved on to the next.
Mm.
So it's like, I also use this with a group of entrepreneurs because entrepreneurs, as you should know, we all like to take on so many things,
Hey,
so
give
many
it all to me. Yeah.
hats. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this all today. Okay, no, just do one project, make sure that thing is good before you move to the next project, and then make sure that is good and the next project, like, yes, God is the all powerful, amazing. He could have had everything done in 1 second, but he took his time to make sure, you know what, let's do this, make sure it's all good, make sure it's right. Then we move to the next, make sure this is good, move to the next, make sure this is good. And that's basically where that came from. And I will tell you that keeping myself relevant to teenagers is not easy. I'll tell you that. Oh, man, it is not exactly easy. But the fact that I am the stepdad to a 16 and 19-year-old definitely helps.
Mhm.
But that there's plenty of things that we don't relate about. There's plenty of things about, like the music that I listen to compared to the music they listen to and things like that. But I still like to keep myself young. I don't consider myself to be the age that I am. I still think like, oh man, yeah, I feel like I'm 23. I'm still kind of in that same sort of mindset to some extent, that type of deal. So it can be a challenge, but I definitely do what I can to stay on top of it.
It seemed like now I just got a clip of that, but it seemed like you were very well connected in that room. Was this your first time with that group, or was this an ongoing type situation?
This is actually I believe it was the second time with that group, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So I did have a little bit of a rapport with them. It
Sure.
wasn't that it was just a brand new thing, because
Right.
that can definitely be a difficult thing.
Yeah.
I know just on Friday, I did a thing at a high school, and I had a couple sessions in a breakout room, and I had a bunch of students come in, and I could connect with a few, and then there were a few that you could just see that they're just wanting to look at their phone. They just are
Yeah.
there just because they want to get the credit for doing it. But I do have to realize that, okay, I'm not going to necessarily connect with every single person. I'm going to try to, but I'm going to really just pour into the ones that are really listening, that really do want what it is that I have to share.
The reason why that clip resonated with me so much was because it reminded me of when a friend of mine had asked me to do something, and I had connected with some teens because I told them a story about when I was younger, and it just really worked. And so kudos to you for drilling in and making that happen. That's awesome when you can do that. So let me ask you this. Growing up, you're living in Marquette, Michigan.
Yep. Yep.
How has the Upper Peninsula environment shaped your understanding of resilience?
Well, if anybody would know anything about that area, it's very remote. There's not much going on up there. There was never much for industry, so it's not like you could easily work or anything like that. So see, for me personally, it took me 5 years to get out of high school. I
Okay.
didn't graduate on time, and with that, because of the fact that I just wasn't into school, I just had a difficult time learning the way that the schools were teaching. I felt that it was not in my best interest to go to college, because
Hmm.
I basically thought, why am I going to pay for this if I can't even do the free one, right? So looking around on living up there, I saw that, okay, I only have a couple of industries that maybe I could get into for work. And I started working for a cabinetry shop up there, and I was enjoying what I was doing. It was, custom woodwork. It was fun doing custom things, building things with my hands, feeling like I'm accomplishing something. But as I'm talking to the foreman, who's, he's kind of high up there, he's telling me about how he's pretty content and pretty happy. He's making some good money, making $12 an hour. And that hit me. That made me think, "Mm, I can't live off $12 an hour. I'm not gonna make it. I need to leave. I need to find my way."
Hmm.
So I realized that living in this area, my dad left when I was 7 years old, and I never really had a relationship with him at all. So I had to learn a lot of things without a father around, not finishing high school on time, not doing college, realizing that industry that's up there is not going to support the dreams and the thoughts and the feelings that, like, I'm going to make something of myself regardless of
Hmm.
where I am and what my background or my education or any of that has to do with anything. I'm going to make something happen. And so I had to move out and figure it out.
I get it. I get it. Can you share a specific story from your life or community that best illustrates resilience in action?
I could tell you a perfect example of something that the entire country watched about a week or two ago, and
Okay.
that was the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. If you paid attention to the game, all right?
Hmm.
And I'm not a huge football guy, but I definitely watched that, and I saw something with the two quarterbacks.
Okay.
So you had two teams. They obviously did quite well all year long, or else they wouldn't be in the Super Bowl, right? Two teams, they're the best. They're going for the championship. Both defenses are pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Both defenses were amazing, and they were doing exactly what they were there to do, to stop the offense.
Mm-hmm.
So the Seahawks well, you got the Seahawks and the Patriots. The Seahawks, he's a little older. He's been there a little longer. He's a little bit, more refined, I guess. He sees what's going on and he's chipping away a little bit, a little bit, a little bit to get a field goal, right? Not exactly what you want to do because you really want the touchdown because that's the higher points. You want to get as many points as possible. But hey, 3 points is better than nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he does that. The Patriots, he really wants to throw that pass. He really wants to get that touchdown. He's so polarized and so focused on that, they barely move up the field, and he can't even get to a place to get, the field goal. So now Seahawks, another field goal. And by halftime, it's 12-0
Yeah,
with nothing but field goals.
that's
Right?
right.
It's so now you see one side, resiliency under pressure. Another side, you've got crumbling under pressure,
Mhm.
basically, right? And you can see it in I'm sorry, I can't remember the names, but the Patriots, you can see it in his face. You can see that he's
Yeah,
getting flustered. You can
yeah,
see that he's getting frustrated. Now, there were a couple glimmers of hope. He did get a touchdown and this and that, but 2 touchdowns, I'm sorry. But it just wasn't going anywhere. And
yeah,
because of the fact that he's getting flustered, he's so polarized on he has to do this, he has to do this, and he just keeps pounding away, trying to do the same thing over and over and over and over. He gets sacked like 8 times.
yeah,
Like because of the fact that he didn't just stop, breathe, keep himself calm, find the ways to kind of inch your way through like the Seahawks did. He ended up crumbling under pressure and lost.
And a lot of times in life, if we're predictable, like he was predictable, a lot of things can happen that are not too good,
Yeah.
which happened for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Believe me, I'm not trying to talk bad about this guy because he's definitely got skills.
Oh,
And he's
sure,
gonna,
sure.
yeah, he's gonna get somewhere. He's gonna make something of himself. Absolutely. And
Yeah,
I'm sure that just the simple pressure of crap, I'm in the Super Bowl. Look at this. Dang. Yeah. Holy, yeah, this is a big game. This is what everybody dreams of. And now I'm here. Whoa, what's up?
yeah,
That alone could have been enough pressure on him, but I mean, yeah, I saw that and I watched that go down and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a perfect, clear example
mhm,
of resiliency and crumbling and just keeping your mind right, keeping your emotions out of it, not worrying, not being so narrowly focused that it has to be this.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Pressure is definitely can be a doozy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah,
No,
that's one of the things that, like, I was just at this event that I was at. It was a big thing about pressure with athletes.
yeah, yeah,
And athletes in high school, I mean, there's so many. And here in Texas, football is such a big thing here.
yeah,
So huge. It's high school football is such a huge thing. And there's so much riding on every one of these kids. And there's
yeah,
parents that are looking at their children like, you're going to go pro. You're going to do great. You're going to buy me a house. You're going to make this. On this poor, like 16-year-old kid.
yeah.
Like, yeah, and plus they got to get grades, and then they're going to go to college, and then yeah, there's so much pressure on so many kids these days. It's unreal.
Well, yeah. Let me ask you this, Jason. What are the most common misconceptions people have about resilience?
I think it seems from my experience, a lot of people think that it's just shoving your emotions down, just, oh, I'm going to just push it all away. You don't ever deal with the thing, the trauma, the whatever, and you just try to go about your life. And
Mhm.
that can work in the moment. Like if you need to just shove it down right now so I can finish this project. But resiliency is that you definitely need to get on the other side of that event, whatever that trauma is. And I can use my dad leaving me as an example.
Mhm.
Um, my parents get a divorce. Dad has visitation rights. He's seeing me every now and again, and then all of a sudden he stops picking me up. No phone call, no nothing, right? It was kind of like, what? Where'd you go? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even as a kid, strangely, I looked at it like, well, if you don't want me in your life, then, it's your loss, screw you, whatever. So I thought of it that way. And I thought, okay, I'm good. I'm fine. I just pushed it all down. Forget you, dude. If this is your thoughts, this is how you feel about me, so be it. But I never dealt with it.
Yeah.
So I had anger issues. I had jealousy issues. I had control issues. I had low self esteem, unworthiness, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it all came from. I just thought, well, I'm just a weird kid and I'm not really fitting in or something along those lines. And it was just, I was angry. I was upset. I was frustrated. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know what to do with it. And I didn't actually do anything with it until I got my divorce from my first wife. It was when I got my divorce and then I'm trying to date and I'm just frustrated. And I thought, you know what? I need to figure out me.
Yeah. I got it.
And once I've got me taken care of, figured out, realized, oh, dang, the root issue, my dad, let's
Yeah.
go back. That 7-year-old kid is still inside me saying, hey, you're not good enough. You're this, you're that, you're bad. You know, all these people are out to get you. All these people are going to leave you. All these people are going to hurt you. And I had to deal with all of that stuff so that way I could clear it all, get everything cleared up, taken care of. I mean, dealing with that one root issue
Mhm.
back when I was 7 years old, it's like everything that was stemming to that, the breaking up with the girlfriend or getting, all of that, all those things.
Well, let me ask you, Jason, tell me about process. Were you able to trace that back yourself, or did this involve some intervention of somehow?
Okay, so to begin with, I'll tell you that I did try regular therapy, and for
Mhm.
me, it just didn't seem to go anywhere. Okay.
Okay.
I felt like all I was
Yeah.
doing was reliving the trauma. They just kept asking me, how do I feel about that? How do I feel about that? I'm like,
Right.
it's not about that. I want to know, where is it all coming from? Why is it happening? And so I found hypnotherapy.
Got you. Okay.
And I knew that there was going to be an abandonment issue thing going on. So because of the fact that, yeah, it was a trauma. I
Okay.
mean, it was obvious. I knew it. I didn't know exactly what all the little details about how to deal with it. But once I did the hypnotherapy and
Mhm.
I learned so much about all of those things and to really unbox it all, that's when I was able to get it dealt with, and that's when that whole awareness stuff came in, and I became much more aware of how I was feeling, how I was thinking, um, how how I be all my beliefs about different things, and
Right.
how those beliefs were affecting me in so many different areas in so many different ways.
Understood.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
So that's where a lot of things ended up going, and it was getting those beliefs figured out, getting those thoughts and feelings figured out to get me to where I am.
Understood. Let me ask you this. Which daily habits or routines do you recommend for building durable mental health and emotional resilience?
First and foremost, gratitude.
That's a big one.
Yeah. I wake up and I go to bed thanking God. I mean, I don't know if all your listeners are believers or not, and you don't have to be, it's okay, but just be thankful
Yeah.
for what it is that you do have, where it is that you are. No matter how bad it is, things could be so much worse. And and in so many cases, from my experience, even things that are bad turn into something that is pretty amazing and great, you know? Like, there's a lot of things that have to fall apart in order to build something amazing.
Yeah.
So, absolutely gratitude. That is first and foremost.
Understood. If you had to give me a number two, what would you say?
I would recommend This is not easy for a lot of people, but I would recommend doing some sort of meditation. Normal breathing exercises. I mean, you don't have to necessarily sit in a corner for an hour and just go, you don't have to
Right,
do
right,
that,
right.
but just take a couple of minutes to just be quiet, close your eyes, and just breathe, deep breath.
Have you ever tried yoga?
Yes.
Do you like it?
I do. I went into it thinking, "Oh, yeah, this'll be nice and easy, and this'll be fun," and then I'm doing stuff, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this hurts. Oh, wow, ugh," but the more I did it, I was realizing like, "Wow, yeah, I needed this." It
Do
gives
you
you
did
more flexibility or
yeah.
movement or all of that, yeah.
Did you get into the hot yoga or just the regular
Oh,
yoga?
I have not tried the hot yoga yet. The
I
normal yoga is warm enough, and the hot yoga kinda, like, scares me, and I'm like, I don't know."
I tried hot yoga and it is amazing. I love it. Never First of all, I never saw myself as somebody that would do yoga. I was like, that's kind of over there. But then I
Yeah,
tried it one day and man, I love it.
yeah.
And there's a meditative type of, component of it. And it's just great. So,
I'm gonna try it. I will.
hey, man, you're going to have to send me a text, man. Hey, what did you get me into? Or this is awesome. I'll get one of those.
You got it, I'll tell you all about it.
All right. So let me ask you this, Jason, how do you differentiate between healthy resilience and simply toughing it out to the point of harm?
I think this goes back to working out the trauma, whatever it is that is going on, whether it's something that happened to you years ago, like a parent, like I said, with my dad leaving, some sort of like my ex left me, disappeared, whatever, someone passed away, financial issues, getting turned down for some sort of dream job or dream whatever you were working so hard for, not working through it and just toughing it out to just get to the other side and just keep going. You still have to deal with whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's a kid that I was speaking with his mom just last week, and we were talking about how he was 13 years old, and he was a great basketball player. And can't remember exactly how it happened, but he ended up breaking both his legs. Took him over a year to recover. And he had to deal with so many different things about it, but they truly worked on all of the different issues to
Hmm.
get him to be in a good state mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And right now, he's actually an opera singer in New York City.
Wow. Okay.
And she was saying that, when he was a kid, I mean, we never even thought about anything like that. We're thinking, okay, basketball, and you can go for this, and maybe you'll get on the league. But, he kind of liked singing, and he was all right with it. But because of this happening, it really pushed it in that direction. And now, bam, he's out there singing on Broadway.
Getting this Pavarotti on.
Yeah. I mean, you have to realize that somewhere down the line, this thing that fell apart, hey, it's going to be okay. It's an event that took place, you
Yeah.
know?
And I've gotta use it to further myself and not break myself down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh, what role do relationships and community play in cultivating individual resilience?
Having a good community is really good. I mean, no matter what, having a support team. One of the things that I heard this a while back, and I say this all the time. Community is currency, and some community can make you broke,
Yeah.
So it's look at the people that are around you and look at how truly valuable they all are, and, inventory and take care of things as needed. Like I personally have had to remove people from my life because they're draining, because they pull me down. Even if it's just you keep them at a distance, not necessarily cut them off altogether, but see who's really truly there for you. See who's really your friend, who's really your partner, who's really your connection. And yeah, those
And
people will help you through things, help
mhm.
you to see to it that you get to where you need to be. Because a lot of people, man, when it comes to success, they want you to come down. They want you to be held back because they don't want you to leave them. They don't want you to be way better than them. They like what they have with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it wounds you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God. Listen, you mentioned that you help like organization teachers with burnout and
Mm.
things like that. So, how should leaders and organizations measure or assess resilience within their team?
I just moved not too long ago, so I don't know exactly where it is, but
That's
I
okay.
actually have a questionnaire and you can like answer these questions to see where you are on like a burnout scale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is really easy to allow like your work to just take over your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you're pouring into it, but you're not getting out of it. And then the burnout starts to come, you know? So as it is on an individual level, I
Mm-hmm.
highly recommend people to do whatever they can to leave work at work.
Yes.
Home is where you're home and you're
Mm-hmm.
resting and you're recovering and you're regenerating and so on. I definitely feel that the gym is a really good place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing a workout, you can just the movement that helps to get the blood flowing, get the mind flowing, gets more oxygen all throughout you. You can think better, you can just perform better. And I'm not saying you have to go out and do crazy exercises or go run marathons every couple weeks or no, nothing like that. Just move. Just move.
Mm-hmm.
Get fresh air, some sort of a hobby, something that's fun that you
Mm-hmm.
can do with some friends to kind of get out. Limit alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol, I personally can't find any benefits whatsoever to alcohol. Now, I'm not saying I'll never have a drink, but I definitely don't do it very often.
I think that escapism is not really a benefit that one would say,
Yeah.
but just so many people don't like their reality that alcohol gives them a few minutes to kind of escape it. Not anyway recommending that, but
I definitely feel you there. I mean, trust me, especially when I was going through my divorce and stuff like that. And I was kinda sorta going down that road. Definitely was. I've had plenty of days where I'm escaping with this bottle of Jack Daniels. I'm not gonna preach from a ivory tower and tell you that, "No, I've never had a drop of alcohol." No, man, I've been there. I get it.
yeah, it's something else. Are you published, Jason? You have any books you've written?
No, not yet.
The survey that you just mentioned, is that something that you created or something that's available in the market?
Found that somebody else had it out and I came across it and I printed it out and I just need to find it.
When you lay your hands on that, reach out to me. I'd like to look at that.
Yeah. And now that we're talking about it, now that's on the top of my mind. I'm writing it down right now to find it so I can get it over to you. But yeah.
I appreciate that. So let me ask you this. Can you describe a time you experienced failure, how you recovered, and what you learned about resilience?
Oh gosh. I can tell you so many stories of failure. I have a lot of failure. Yes. Okay. So, okay, quite recently. This happened not super recent. This is like maybe 8 years ago, 9 years ago, but recent enough. And this was just before I found the hypnotherapy.
Mhm.
I was dating a very toxic woman that I loved her.
Sure, sure.
And yeah, she was actually very violent. I mean, physically violent. She gave me two black eyes at one point. She was emotionally abusive. I was just spending all kinds of money to try to just keep her happy. Like there were legal issues going on that I was trying to I'm paying for her lawyers and all like bad. Like I was getting in I got into like $80,000 worth of debt
I hear
that I had
you.
to get myself out of. I mean, it was that entire relationship, that entire what was it, a year and a half or 2 years was a failure. Like, it was bad. when I actually was in the middle of like contemplating suicide while I was dealing with it. I
Yeah.
mean, it was that kind of thing.
A real
And
rough patch. Yeah.
yeah, it was bad,
Yeah.
but it was telling me a lot. And it's when I finally got out of it, and then that's when I seeked out the hypnotherapy, and that's when I started working on myself, and that's when I looked back at all of that stuff all over again and looked at that relationship, and I like, you can't necessarily see everything clearly while you're still, like, grieving or angry or whatever. So you gotta take some time to clear your emotions, and then you can look at things as objectively as possible, and when I did do that, I was able to learn so much about myself
Yeah.
and how all of those issues that happened from way back when my dad left me and how that was affecting me right there, like the abandonment issues, the worthiness, the all of that. And it kept me stuck in this horrific relationship that I was just determined to keep together. Yeah. I mean, it was very difficult, and it was just the simple fact that I wanted a life.
Hmm.
That's what helped propel me to get to the other side of it all.
Understood. Understood. You have just a deep well of information, and I'm going to publicly speak into your life that you give us our book that we're waiting for. We're waiting for your book. Okay.
I'll get you a book. I'll get you a book.
So let me ask you this, Jason. What practical tools or frameworks do you teach for bouncing back from setbacks?
The bounce back tool that I have is actually the setback tool. It is
Okay.
an acronym with setback that I
Hmm.
use to tell people if you utilize this framework, you can get through pretty much anything that's facing you. S is see it for what it is and not what your ego's telling you.
Watch out now.
The reason I talk about the ego, what your ego is telling you, is because we are going to link a story to it. We tell ourselves some type of a story, and 99.9% of the time, that story isn't true. So just look at it for what it is. All right. Yeah, this girl broke up with me, whatever, right? Now, evaluate that story that you're telling yourself. What are you feeling? Because that's a huge thing. What are you truly feeling? Are you feeling anger? Are you feeling jealousy? Are you feeling just sad? Are you feeling like you're unworthy? Are you feeling like, what is that true feeling? Is it fear? Here's one of the things is a lot of people that feel fear, they fear comes across as anger.
Hmm.
It's easier to be angry than it is to be scared.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with fear. So now they're angry about it.
Hmm.
So evaluate that story that you're telling yourself. What are you feeling? What is going on? Take responsibility for your feelings.
Hmm.
Whatever that is, name it. You may not like whatever it is. You may not be excited about it. You may not know what to do with it. Just name it. Once you name it, you can go somewhere with it. B, break the belief.
Hmm.
Break that belief that you're telling yourself that's holding you stuck, that's making this whole thing as difficult as it is. A is going to be align yourself to the actions you need to take to get to that desired outcome. You're here, you want to get here. This is what's going on. This is the setback. You're here, but you want to be here. What do you have to do? Who do you have to become to make that happen? C, commit to that alignment. You commit to that. You say, you know what? I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this happen. I don't care, whatever. Commit. Okay. Kickstart that comeback.
That's awesome. Is that of your creation?
Yep.
I love it, and that's a great way
And
to
that'll be in
start.
the book.
That's great. I was going to say it's a great starting paragraph, chapter there in your book. I love it. So let me ask you this, Jason. How does resilience intersect with mental health, and when should someone seek professional help versus self-guided strategies?
No matter what, if you feel stuck, it's really, really, really good idea to go and seek out some sort of help. I mean, I recommend to almost anybody seek out some sort of help. I mean, even if you just asked friends, if you I mean, granted, a friend isn't necessarily going to be a professional, but a lot of times when you deal with yourself, you're not necessarily being completely honest with yourself. And that's where the professional is going to come in and kind of push those boundaries a bit, to
Mhm.
push you into realizing that you're kind of lying to yourself. You know, a lot of us, we don't want to be vulnerable at all, not even to ourselves.
Mhm.
We want to tell say that we're stronger than we really are. We're better than we are. These things don't bother us. I mean, I did that when it was coming to my dad. Yeah, he left, but I'm over it. I don't care. It was
Mhm.
his choice. Screw it. No, 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 no. I needed to be much more vulnerable. So getting a professional, you don't have to do it for the rest of your life, but just to get that foundational work,
Yeah.
get that real thing solidified. And then from there, you learn the techniques and what's real, what's not, and so on and so on. And then you can go ahead and work with yourself.
Could possibly save you years of your life.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah. Uh,
Absolutely yes.
yeah.
Spending a couple $1,000s can easily save you several years of struggle.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Absolutely.
that can be better relationships, better working environment, more money coming in,
Mhm.
better household arrangements, better living arrangements, better, I mean, everything about your entire life can be elevated just
Mhm.
by getting this stuff worked out.
Now, based on where you grew up and what you said about that, you're uniquely qualified to answer this next question, which is for listeners in isolated or resource limited areas, what resilient strategies are most effective?
Well, the simple fact that we have the internet, you can definitely reach out to a lot of different places that more so than I ever had available to me when I was younger, you know? So that alone definitely makes an isolated area,
A little less isolated.
yeah, a little less. I mean, there are plenty of things where, yes, being able to actually be in contact with somebody, like a hypnotherapy, you can do it online, but if people are right there, like face to face, it can work a little better. It can be a little smoother. It can be, but either way, I mean, the internet is a huge thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It definitely makes things better.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, reach out, do research, do finding people, do asking around. I mean, there are people that can help all over the place. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you,
Me.
I'm sorry?
Reach out to me.
Hey, the www.jdubinspires.com. That's where
On
he is.
Instagram, JDub Inspires on Instagram. So yeah.
JDub Inspires on Instagram. Let me ask you, how do you, there's a unique thing you have. You have the ability to work with the youth, and you also work with the adults. When we talked about the burnout for the teachers, that's possible. How do you teach young people or students resilience differently than adults?
Well, you definitely have to connect with them a little differently. I mean, like me speaking about my dealings with my divorce isn't going to connect with them as
Right.
much as it would like with say with you, you know?
Mhm.
Whether
Mhm.
you've gone through a divorce or not, as an adult, you're just going to feel it. You
Can
get it.
relate, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So the main techniques are kind of similar, but it's just relating in a different way. Like talking about how, okay, so you didn't make that game winning shot in the basketball game and you feel that you let your team down, but, everything's still going to be okay. And you can get through it, and that this is just going to make you into a better player, and it just shows you where you need to practice a little more and different things like that.
Yeah.
It's things like that. If you failed class, you can definitely you can make things up. It's not going to be the end of your life if you didn't pass this test or whatever. There's a lot of things that even like say colleges, so many people are so hooked on, I need to go to this college, or, my parents really want me to go here, but I want to go here. And there's this and this and this and this. And you know what? It's helping them to understand that, if you didn't go to the college that your parents want you to, the true thing is that you need to be happy. So it's just associating. the stories, connecting with them, all the techniques, all the things that I would bring into it all, the ways about like looking at the benefits and the drawbacks of every situation, trying to figure out what it is you need to do to get to that point. What do you need to become? How do you need to go about it? What is the game plan of how you're going to get there? It's all very similar, just the story.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Let me ask you this. What books, mentors, or experiences most influence your thinking on resilience?
A book, Atomic Habits, that is a really amazing book. And that just
Mhm.
talks about how the littlest things, changing a couple little things here and there, can make such a huge difference down the line. There's a couple podcasts that I listen to. Mel Robbins is great. Yeah, she's really good at just like getting people to realize that, you know what, like her book, and it's all about the fact that you can't control other people.
That's true.
I mean, and that's really what it comes down to. You can't control other people. And this is something that I learned a couple years ago is all about expectations. When you have expectations on other people, like you're just setting yourself up for to be angry and upset and they fail and so on and so on. It's one thing to have standards that you want them to be a certain way, but to expect them to do this, because look, everybody has their own agendas, whether it's
True.
your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your parent, your grandparent, everybody's got their own agendas.
Yeah.
They all are thinking about themselves. They need to take care of themselves. They need to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let them.
exactly. If if they don't wanna do the thing that you are telling them is the best thing for them, and they should really do this and really do that and whatever, like a parent trying to say, "You know what? You shouldn't work there.
Hmm.
That's not a great place for you to work. You should work over here instead." But they really wanna work here. Okay. You know what? This is your choice. You figure it out. And hey, maybe they're gonna make a great thing out of it. Maybe they're gonna be killing it. Maybe they're gonna have a good time. Maybe they're gonna realize, crap. You know what, Dad? You were right.
Yeah. Now I see. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I can tell you from experience, I needed the experience to really know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to somebody sometimes doesn't cut it. Got to feel the fire. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, sir. Looking ahead, what emerging challenges in terms of technology, climate, or economy concern you most for resilience, and how should people prepare?
I think one of the things as far as resilience is concerned, technology, you got to protect your mind. When you're, sorry,
Okay.
this thing right here
Yeah.
can really mess up your own thoughts, feelings, your identity, your everything. I mean, scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or any of that stuff, I mean, comparison is, my gosh, that's such a horrible thing.
Oh
When you
yeah.
see what your friends are supposedly doing and how great everybody seems to be as compared to you, this person's doing this and that person just got that. And, my friend here, look, they posted the brand new car that they just got for their birthday. Like my friend who's 16 just got her license and they bought her a brand new Mercedes. Okay, good for them.
Yeah. Yay.
I'm going to buy you this $4,000 Corolla. And after you crash this, well, it'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. And lucky to get the $4,000
Exactly.
ride.
Right.
Very, very fortunate.
My
So
first car was $200.
hey, listen, man, I have really appreciated the opportunity to chat with you. It was some very good information covered. Let me ask you, what did you most enjoy about the time that we spent together over this last 55?
First of all, you're just pretty awesome to talk to.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
You're a very cool, very laid back guy, and you're just easy to talk to. I mean, I wish we were closer so we could go and hang out. Um,
When I get down to my brother sometime, man, I'm definitely gonna look you up. We got to go chat it up, you know?
oh yeah, absolutely, definitely, and tell him to get a hold of me. Well,
I will. I will.
all right, yeah, definitely. But no, I just the questions and everything. Like, you're a very good interviewer. I'll tell you that much.
I appreciate it.
Um, the questions are great. The follow-up questions are great. I mean, You're easy to talk to.
Okay, man. Well, listen, I really appreciate it. Listen, to the Mind the Business That Pays You family, we have had with us Mr. Jason Ward. Now, I said up front that you were a resilience specialist and you didn't resist me there. Is it all right to say that? Is it
I say a resilience, a mental and emotional resilience expert.
awesome? Awesome. And we can reach him at www.jdubinspires.com. Want to reach out. We're going to hold him to, we're not going to put a time frame on it yet, but we will be checking on the book and when we're going to get that from him because he has some tremendous information. And hey, man, don't go away, Jason. I'm going to say goodbye to our viewers, but I need to talk to you for a few minutes after. Family, thank you for being here. As always, love you, appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next episode of Mind the Business That Pays You. Be good and be kind to one another.
Thanks, everybody.